Hey, what's going on, guys? Spouse Q here.
Cassandra Lee, and together we are the Power Couple.
What's going on? Welcome to the I Am a Business Show.
I'm not a businessman.
I am a businessman.
What is up, y'all?
What's up?
You know what I love, baby?
What do you love?
I love when people come up to us or they message us on Facebook and they're like, I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. You know, I love that you guys constantly are either watching the show, watching the recordings, but you're just into it, you know? I love that you message us. It makes us encouraged to continue moving forward. Let's welcome everyone who is watching us either on iPass TV, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, wherever you're at, YouTube. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
But it's best to be here live on iPass TV. So, yeah, I love when you do this, babe.
I am a businessman. You know, I love it.
Just end it. That's what I do. There you go. Good job. All right, so let's go. Okay, cool. You know, the cool
who's going to be watching the new Jurassic Park movie?
Oh, be quiet. Anyway, the cool thing about this, guys, is that you don't have to be so technical savvy to be really successful at this, right?
I know, you really don't. You just have to be willing to do it, right? So today we're going to be talking about weekly patterns, right? Why are weekly patterns so important, baby?
Man, let me tell you something. Weekly patterns do.
What are weekly patterns, first of all?
You know, it's like a pattern, like A, B, A, B.
Oh, okay. It's like a pattern, A, B, A, B, A, B.
No, look, how do you know a pattern is a pattern? How do you know?
When it becomes a routine, you're routinely, like, you're doing it.
It's consistent.
It's consistent, yeah.
It's consistent. If one thing goes wrong, it's no longer a pattern.
My arms feel sore in the weirdest spots.
I know, right here, right?
Feels like I have a muscle on my elbow.
Anyway, so check this out, right? Patterns are only considered patterns when there's a consistent thing happening, okay? One thing goes wrong, it is no longer considered a pattern. It's almost a pattern, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is huge because, you know, weekly patterns, which is, you know, consistent habits that you do throughout your week, what that does for you and your business is that it shows, number one, that there is something that people can rely on, regardless if it snows, regardless if it rains, regardless if they're asleep or not. It's something that they can rely on. Now, why is this huge? Well, because do you know that the biggest sought out quality in the marketplace is?
Certainty.
Ooh. What makes somebody certain?
When they constantly show up.
When they can count on you, man.
Right, when you can show up, when they can count on you, right? And when you're always there, right? All of a sudden, you'll start attracting different people into your business, right? All of a sudden, the people who kind of quit are going to come back, and even the people who join you are going to stick with you longer. Now, why is this important? Because we get into business because we eventually want to grow our business to the point where it's just feeding itself, right? We're looking to build a residual income, right? We want to build a residual income, and the only way that we're going to be able to build a residual income is by actually instilling these weekly patterns into our business. So these weekly patterns can be anywhere from, you know, having conference calls, right? Doing webinars, right? Or maybe having some type of team gathering. You know, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a time where you guys meet. You know, it's a time where you guys just kind of, wow, that's a weekly pattern. I feel like it's all the time around that time, right?
There's always something going on.
Yeah. Anyways, right? So it's a great point because certainty is what people are looking for. I mean, people are looking for certainty, and not just certainty in certainty in the marketplace, but they're looking certainty in you as the leader, right? And you know, some people may choose to build their business however they want to build it. We're just sharing with you what has worked for us, right? And one of the things that we found that has been very, very well in our residual income, just continuing to come, is the fact that we have weekly patterns. It's the fact that we actually have weekly patterns, like, you know, like conference calls that we do every week, right? Like webinars that we do every week, like private hangouts that we do every week for our own team, right? Is someone on its way?
Yeah.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
She's here? Oh, that's awesome, right? So we're gonna keep this show fairly short for the time being. It's not gonna be a very long show, but here's what I can tell you. When we first got started, it was hard for us to do weekly patterns. I mean, why wouldn't it be hard? I mean, number one, you've never done it, right? Number two, is anyone even going to show up? Number three, do you even have a team, right? But the truth is, you don't have to wait for any of those things to happen. You can actually do that right now at this moment. What if you can actually just start doing it? Look, let me tell you something. in the beginning of our business, we used to do webinars and no one would show up. You know how painful that was? But you know what ended up happening is that it forced us to go out there and get people into our business. We used to do conference calls when no one would pick up, when no one would be there. It was painful, but it got us so frustrated that we eventually started recruiting and we started getting more and more people into our business, right? And that's the same thing we want to teach you. Start instilling weekly patterns into your business, right? Like conference calls, webinars, right? And what you'll end up finding out is that the more consistent you become with it, the more your residual income will stay intact.
Absolutely, guys. This protects your team. It protects the retention, the longevity of your business. I mean, ask yourself, do you really want to be in business for 2 days? Or do you want to be in business that'll actually last you a lifetime? So what I want you to do is understand this, because we have guests coming over. My mom's coming over. I'm really excited. But I want to show you something, okay? You want to have something that you're doing consistently every week, like my husband said. So I'm going to give you our example, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have every Tuesday, we do a call for our team. And the purpose of that is to re-engage them into the reason why they're involved in the first place. Every time you have contact with a team member, it's to re-involve them, re-engage them, recommit them to the reason why they got started. So we do that. We give opportunity for some of the leaders in the team who are actually producing to do something, right? To talk on there and inspire the rest of the crowd. It also puts them in a position where the people that they bring on the call sees them and says, whoa, they're talking on this call, immediately positions them in authority and that they can trust them, right? So it's a really cool thing. It gives opportunity for people to promote, so we can also make sales off of it. Not only us, but the entire team can make sales off of it. You know, every Thursday we do something called the Quantum Plugin, where we teach something for free to the public audience and the entire team can promote. Now what we do there is we allow everyone to get on. Why? So we can make more sales, not only for ourselves, but the entire team. Now the people who can get on the panel have to be at least a Black Card member. Well, what does this do? Well, the people who are already on the team, who are pro, silver, or gold, now they suddenly want to strive to be a Black Card member so that they can be on the panel and get special, special, not treatment, but incentives. Where even after we teach to the public audience and we leave, we stay on the panel and teach something extra to the Black Card members. This creates internal upgrades. This creates external sales from, for us and for our team. And then Friday nights, we do a real hands-on training with our team to make sure that they're actually going out there, taking action and producing. Man, these are the weekly patterns that you want to have in place. You don't have to do it exactly like us.
Yeah.
But if you do it, it really makes a difference.
If you feel overwhelmed and you don't do all that, right? Maybe you should do it. But anyways, you can actually maybe just start off with one, right, and kind of work your way up to it. And when nobody shows up, it just means that you have no one in your business, right? And you know what the cool thing about this is that if whatever company you're in, right, whatever business you're in, right, let's just say, God forbid it goes out of business, right? God forbid something happens to it. Because you've been having weekly patterns, you can actually redirect the shift of the team, redirect the team and actually get them into something else, right? Or just letting them know what's happening. You can constantly have that follow you, right? Even if something goes out of business, because if business goes out of business or something happens to the company, what happens to your entire team? How do you contact all of them? Weekly patterns, because they know when to show up. So you can actually share with them the news. You can share with them anything that's happening.
Man, it keeps people plugged in, motivated, and consistently wanting to produce.
It gets them to say, you know what, this is the reason why I'm here. It gets them to constantly recommit themselves again.
And that's how they want to continue to upgrade. You don't want to just make $7 sales, $7 trials, $47 sales.
I mean,
unless that's where you're at.
I mean, you should just upgrade it.
So, I mean, you should really get all the way to Black. You want people going Black in your team, so you're not only making $47 in a single day, you're making upwards of $3,000 in a single day. Now, we can't guarantee it, of course, but this sure as hell helps it, guys. Man, if you're here because you want to become the best business you can be, congratulations. Take exactly what we're teaching you and immediately implement it, guys.
Absolutely.
Man, this is the I'm a Business Show.
I'm not a businessman.
I am a business man.
Peace.